Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here with Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and once again it is time for a full body workout. But if you guys will please click like down below and drop me a comment under the video, I'd greatly appreciate it. Pretty much almost identical workout to what I did on Monday. You know, obviously a little bit of differences in the weight on the bar, a little bit of difference on the pull-up grip, but largely the same thing. So I said last time I wanted to start working on some deep pause squats and build these up. Even though I've been doing 3 and 4 reps with 405, I've not been super happy with the depth. And for me, sometimes the only way to really get depth is to force myself to do more pause work. This is how I built my squat in the past too, doing that. So it's like I want to build up. I started with 315, threw 20 pounds on this time, and I'm just going to work this up. Like I want to work this up until I can do some deep pauses with 405, and then we can progress and stuff from there. And I still may have sessions where I come in and work a little bit of the rep work and everything, but I do feel like this is something that will be beneficial. And as long as I'm squatting 3 days a week and doing the sled work and stuff, my legs grow, my squat still does well. Like it really doesn't matter in a lot of ways. You know, people will be like, is this still going to help the squat? Of course, it's still going to train the squat. Those deep positions are worth a lot in hypertrophy like that on the pauses. Even those singles are going to contribute. And you have to think in terms of the sheer volume. Like you do 3 or 4 of those multiple times a week. That's a decent number of reps accumulating plus the sled, right? The sled is a big part of my leg hypertrophy. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as far as the other 2 big lifts, my top sets are not PRs. They're a hair weaker than my best sets last week, but I'm also, kind of pushing through a bit of recovery and everything. I've added all this extra tricep work and stuff in and some of the back work. So it's going to be just a moment where my body's going to need a moment to acclimate to some of that. So it's like on the bench, even though last week I did have a day where I got 4 reps, I've started doing more and more tricep work. So there's going to be a little bit of tricep fatigue walking into some of this till I adapt, the triceps grow. But I do feel like the tricep work is going to make me look better as I get leaner, recomp, and it's going to help the bench. So for me, it's all pause benching, again, a little bit of arch, not a lot, heels flat. So doing the pause works, but I got 315 again for a triple, which is my normal. Like I said, I did get 4 on one of these last week, but these triples are pretty hard. It's real close to a 3 rep max. Like that 3rd rep is always a little bit slow there. So pretty much where I'm at until we grow a little. But I've also, to make sure that we facilitate some growth, because again, I really was doing well just doing 1 back off set, but I also feel like it stalled, right? So I do realize my chest needs just a little bit more work, a little bit more volume. So I'm like, let's do 2 sets after the top one, and I'm going to do real soft touch and goes and pause reps, just all of that. Just kind of mixing it set to set. The main thing is control. And so I got 12s. I instead of doing a really heavy back off, I'm like, let's do a little bit of reps. 225, I got 12s last time, so it's like that is a little too light, so we put another 10 on to 235, got 2 sets of 10, real clean, solid work sets, got a great chest burn, know we got some good stimulus here, right? So we're gonna build these up. And that tells me a lot about where I am in terms of my maxes, because I know where my 10 rep work sets tend to be when I've been at any given point. So 235 tells me I am exactly where I was a little bit back, because I hit a 350 on a pause, right? And these work sets are 15 pounds under what my 10 reps back off were when I was doing 365 a couple years back. So I was doing 250 for 3 sets of 10, right? I was able to do it at least, or 2 to 3 sets of 10. Well, 235 for 10s. See the math on that? It's exactly 15 pounds less. So we're pretty much on point there. So it also tells me I haven't made significant bench strength gains in a couple months. Now granted, I've also been just kind of recomping. So we need a little bit of chest growth from that. And I feel like just the benching will have carryover, and then I need my triceps to get bigger. So that's going to be the name of the game. And I feel like for me, the triceps are what's going to keep the shoulders healthy. So again, I'm going to double down on tricep work. It's going to be the one thing I isolate. The deadlifts, again, pretty good set, honestly, right? I could have got another rep here, but we got 5 on this one of the days. So I've hit 4 and I've also hit 5, but the triples are kind of the baseline. So again, I'm noticing though a little bit of hamstring fatigue and stuff. Could be from some of the rowing, but also the issue of I added pull-ups back in last workout. So my deadlifts are going to walk in a hair more fatigue because we're doing a little more lat work in between. So okay, we need just a moment to adapt, and then we start going back up. But for the rows, I'm sticking with the really strict rows, right? I want to stick with the really, really strict rows for the moment. And it's really because as I look at the long game, as I said, like in that video this morning about the long game, I really want to stick with everything being strict. Bodybuilding training. I don't want to deal with cheat work or anything that's going to create, problems in terms of my recovery, fatigue, injuries. Let's just build everything up carefully. And I'm not worried so much about neural drive. My big three give me the neural drive that I need. All this other stuff, I just want to build muscle. Well, rows will do that. So again, stricter rows, did a couple sets of 10 with 225. Then I did pull-ups. Now the pull-ups, the first set I did on really wide grip, but I want to experiment a little bit with different grip lists. Now, because I did deadlifts and rows first, my pull-ups are pretty fatigued. They're a little weaker than they would normally be. But I did a set of wide grip, which felt good. I like the wide grip a lot, but I also am like, let's do a real close grip because I can't get all the way to the top with wide grips, and it's not a strength issue. It's that I literally can't do it. I can't do it with a lat pull down. But I'm like, let's do a really close grip also because this can be good for shoulder health. But see the difference in the range of motion that I'm able to get. So I'm like, I've experimented back and forth with these two. So I do feel like maybe for a bit, I should really focus on this closer grip. It's going to probably help me with my overhead press eventually more. Because again, I want to continue to get that range of motion. I want to focus on shoulder health. So this will help do that. Plus it's better arm work, right? We all know that. That closer grip definitely puts more stress on the biceps and the triceps. There's some data that those real close grip pull-ups are decent for the long head of the tricep. So again, doing a lot of them from a dead hang, and yes, that's my full lockout. And that's kind of the situation we're in of why I need to fix all that. Another reason I'm not going to do any curls. It's again, there's some bicep tendon inflammation on both ends. All right, the laying extensions, man, these felt hard today. Whew, they were like, man, what happened? So with these extensions, and they're pretty much a skull crusher here. I'm taking a little bit behind the head. It's easier on the elbows. But man, these were tough. I did 3 sets. Instead, I've been doing 2 sets. I did 3 sets today. I didn't think I was going to make it through the 3rd set. I'm like, I don't have 10 reps. I'm like on rep 5 going, there's no way I'm getting to 10 reps on this. So I'm like, let me just dig in and do it. And we got it. So 3 sets of 10. Now this is a lot of tricep work. And then I did a set of band press downs. Because I'm benching for 3 sets, 3 days a week, that's a lot of tricep. Then we're adding these extensions. So my tricep, I'm pretty much in a tricep specialization right now. But I feel like that's what I need for my bench. And also, it will help protect my shoulders on the benching. It's going to give me that stabilization. So again, I want to keep all that healthy. I want to be able to overhead press again. Like it's really a priority for me. So I'm leaving alone a lot of stuff. I need to get some of that several years of inflammation that's existed in there down so I can open those shoulders up more. So I've been doing my band pull aparts, and I'm going to just, like I said, I'm going to continue to avoid curls. I've worked them back in for just a little while really straight, but I'm like, I don't think I need to do them. I want bigger arms. Let's just hammer triceps. And that'll still give you the biggest arms. It'll carry over to my bench, and it will let those bicep tendons heal. So I think at this point, any lat work needs to be fully pronated like I'm doing there. And again, see if I'm right, if over time we can get all of that area to open up and heal and everything so that I can eventually do an overhead press. Like I want to get back to being able to not only overhead press again, but strict press, 2 plates again, so that 225. But yeah, these felt good. I won't say they felt good, man. My triceps hurt doing these today. Like they were just lit up. And on that last set, I can't believe I got to 10 reps. Now, granted, you'll notice on those last reps on some of those, a little bit of cheating. So the form is degrading a little bit. And then I did 1 set of band press downs to failure. Again, blood flow, tendon health. Because of the nature of that extension, I always want to make sure we keep those elbow tendons healthy. And I used to live on these press downs, so I do want to make sure I include some of them for the blood flow. Now, I got a lot of reps on this. I didn't think I would after that other tricep work, but it did. more reps than I thought I would, more than I got last time. But we only did one set. One set, just get that blood flow to the tendons, right? Help with that lockout strength. And then I finished up with a set of sled sprints and called it a day. So overall, good workout. Happy with everything, right? I mean, I wish that the top sets would have been a little stronger on the bench and the deadlift, but I'll take it considering I've added pull-ups back in. I've added that extra tricep extensions. It might be just a moment for everything to adapt and grow, and then we push past and get further up. But yeah, so one set of sled sprints, finished up the workout. So we'll have another one of these on Friday. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.